All right, welcome back. Now, the show is interactive. The hashtag is Breakfast Daily. The WhatsApp line is 0550-585832. We don't want to hear from you, especially this morning's conversation, those of you in the central region, because we're coming your way. The conversations this morning will begin with the whole issue of highway robberies. There's a lot of robberies that have been happening on the Kasoa-Cape Coast stretch of the Trans-African Highway. Now, we have a report by our colleague, Calvis Tete, who is the reporter for the region. Let's take a look at this report. Let's find out what's really going on there, and then we'll come back and delve into the conversation.
Even before January draws to a close, the Kasoa to Cape Coast Highway has already witnessed 4 major robberies. The Gomoa-Dabenyi incident saw 1 driver and 2 passengers being shot by the robbers, while the Gomoa-Dominase incident saw passengers robbed of their valuables, but without any casualties. In the third incident that happened in between Gomoa-Dominase and Potting, passengers on board commercial and private vehicles were deprived of their valuables at gunpoint. The fourth incident was recorded at the Palm Junction. Interestingly, these incidents happened within a space of 1 week, raising concerns from authorities. In all, 5 municipal and district assemblies, which includes Efutu Municipal Assembly, Aguna West, Aguna East, Gomoa East and West, summoned an emergency meeting together with the security officials to find lasting solution to the robberies on the stretch. The MCs also expressed worry about the increasing incident of land guards issues in the municipality and spoke to City News on these developments.
We all understood each other, and that we are to assist the police from Central Region. That will be, detailed to our various municipalities to undertake their operational work in getting these robbers. Winneba, we have nothing like langars, but I can see langars are trooping in, day out. In fact, we try getting them out of Winneba, but they're still trooping in. Talking to you now, we even have some of the langars in court at Cape Coast selling lands whilst they don't have that authority to sell land. Lands in Winneba are vested lands. So nobody in Winneba, neither Winneba nor Gomoa, has the right to sell land. It is Lands Commission in Central Region, Cape Coast, that has the authority to say I'm giving a land to Kwame or Mansa based on the consent of the Omaihini.
Member of Parliament for Efutu constituency, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, who was commissioning a health center, promised to support the police with 2 pickup trucks for patrols and urged persons who live within Efutu to report suspected persons to the police for action.
So police in the Juma Boko Yeya of Femino. It's in Yapana or two Somana. In him there, Nisubebi on Koye, and I in him there Nimpan or Yevin. But wasn't Nama police for was 110 Boko. No one can say 1 far. The Quembe do 1 year investigation, 1 year session.
Right, so this is what is happening in the Kasoa, anytime around that area, that Cape Coast Road. I am quite familiar with that road, and I must say that it can be extremely dark, and sometimes, there are checks on the road, but for some time, I don't know how it's done, but previously, well, not so long ago, like somewhere last year,
a couple of years ago,
there were a number of robberies, recorded on that stretch, because you realize that there were police checkpoints, on the road, all right, but how effective these checkpoints were was always the issue. I don't know what has happened in the last 12 months, because I've not used it in quite a while.
So, let's say 2018, end of 2018, I was in Abidjan. I did a road trip to Abidjan. So I used the road at night. One of the things I noticed was that there were, towards Cape Coast, there were a number of police checkpoints. Maybe about 10, 12 police checkpoints on the highway. Now, I think the idea of having the police checkpoints there, was to make sure that the police presence was a deterrent.
Yeah.
You know, to number one, people speeding on the highway, and number two, robberies, you know, happening on the highway. But I noticed, you know, a couple of years after that intervention by the police was not there. You know, now I don't know if they've resumed it or they've gone off completely, but it stopped at a point. You know, my issue, I have several issues with this problem on this road here.
Yeah.
But our colleague Kojo Akoto-Boateng, who is a co-host on the City CBS on 97.3 City FM, has joined us in the studio. I'm going to delve into this conversation and seek his thoughts on all this that is happening. Now, Kojo, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Fantastic.
I can see that whenever I come, you guys put 3 tins of creamy plus, so I can take one away. That's good.
Okay, you know, let's discuss this after the segment. Okay, but the MCE for Ifutu has joined us on the line. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes, sir. How are you doing this morning, sir?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Very well, thank you. Thank you for joining us on Breakfast Daily. Now, the first thing that I'm thinking about is the challenge that you're having. There's the report that we watched said it spanned 3 different municipalities. Can you give us an idea of your experience? How has it been? Is it just on the roads, or is it also in the communities, these robberies?
Thank you, my brother, and good morning to all your listeners. The robbery, as you made mention, or as you've asked me, it's mainly on the road, on the major roads, let's say from Coast down to Apam, especially from Apam down to Aplanse, to Winneba, to Sade Road, and then straight to Kasoa Enclave.
Okay.
So that is where the robbery happened to happen some months ago. In fact, some weeks, not too much of a month, some weeks ago.
Okay.
And that I believe it could not be only the main way, the main road or the highways alone. Inner ones too could be happening that we could not hear from our brothers who are also manning a different municipality.
Okay.
Well, over here in Winneba, it happened some few weeks ago. And that we all came together based on the directive from the RCC, I mean the Regional Coordinating Council, which is being led by the regional minister, being Honorable Marigold Assam. There's a directive from her outfit that 5 municipalities should meet at the Kutu being Winneba. And me being the MC at Winneba host them, and then we have a discussion on how to keep this menace on our road. And certainly that is what we did 3 days ago. So as of now that I'm talking to you, I have sent my report back to the regional minister, waiting on the actions that we together take with the region and then our various municipalities.
Right, Mr. Kasim, per your preliminary investigations, what is accounting for these robberies?
Yes, from what the police couples tell us, especially the one in Winneba, Chief Supo Jeffrey Darkum, the day that Ghana and Comoros played football, you know, the whole town became quiet. I mean, the whole nation became quiet. So people, out of wanting to do what they wanted to do, have a plan of getting people at ransom. Some happened on the Trade Road. They couldn't block the road, according to the Chief Supo Jeffrey Darkum, who is the divisional commander in Winneba. They could not block the road. They were just in the bush. When a car is passing, they stop you as if they want to join. When you stop, then others that are in the bush comes out with their arms and then take whatever you have on you in terms of money, mobile phones, and any accessory that they deem fit for them. So that is how they operate. It happens at some of the villages around 14, from which they came down to Winneba on the Straight Road. They also went to the Apam Road as well. But from what we were told, some of the officers made us understand that the cartridge that they found on the floor is same cartridge that they found, the first one that happened at 14. So they could sense that it's the same people that move from one point to another.
Okay. Now, what are your proposed solutions to this as per the report that you've presented to your regional minister?
Yeah, our proposal was that the 5 municipal assemblies in Abuna West, which is being headed by Coleman Onoma Addison, Gumwa East, that is 14, being headed by Honorable Kwam, Gumwa West, being Apam, being headed by Honorable Basi Inkum, and then Gumwa Central, being Francis, being headed by Honorable Otu, and myself at the Futu Municipal Assembly met. And then what we could do to assist the police administration is that we are ready to assist them with logistics and the motivation for the various police officers that will be deployed in our various municipalities. Apart from which, this is a security issue, which is also a sensitive thing that you cannot be on air and say. Or the criminals or the robbers also want to be faster than the police. So if you tell them this is what the police want to do, they will go way further or faster than the police. So I would urge that some of the things we keep, so that the police themselves, when they are deployed into our various municipalities, they take it up in mapping their own strategy. So we have given it to the regional minister, which I believe the regional police command, being headed by DCOP Mr. Tebi, would also get it and then take it up from there.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable. We appreciate your thoughts this morning. Thank you.
Thank you too. Let me please add this. Let me use the opportunity to add this. What I can also say is that here in Winneba and its surrounding environment, we don't have langas. Okay. But then we have one person who is in a way recruiting langas in Winneba. That is Ali Mustafa Ali, who normally operates along Winneba Cape Coast Road. Just after Winneba Junction, we have a place they call Heritage, where we have our license office. Just opposite the license office, this Ali Mustafa Ali has come to establish a block factory, which I know he has no document. In the block factory, they pretend they are operating block factory, but they are all langas. They are all langas. That Mustafa Ali, who claims the lands over there are for his great grandfather, which is never the case, because over here in Winneba, the lands are entrusted in the hands of Lands Commission in Cape Coast. Nobody from Winneba, non-Gumwa, has the right to sell land to any other person in Ghana, except Lands Commission. But this Ali Mustafa, who wants to be notorious, he and his group, which I know one Larry coming from Kasoa, he, Ali Mustafa, and then one Larry coming from Kasoa, and others who are all langas here, pretend they are block factory operators.
Mr. Kasim.
Yes, madam.
So you've been able to identify these people, yes. Ali and Harry. What is being done about the problem?
Yes, the problem now is that at one time, I think about a month ago or two, they were arrested. And thankful to DCOP TB, who is the head of police operations, who is the police commander in Central Region, moved them from Winneba to Cape Coast, and they were kept there for at least about 3 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Now, when their lawyer managed to secure bail for them, they've been going to court, but they come back to the same place and are still operating, beating people haphazardly, having these weapons on them, beating people at any time they meet you at sight. So our fear is that if care is not taken, I mean, Winneba will go into the hands of wrong people. I mean, this Mustafa Ali and then the Larry and any other person that is part of them that I cannot mention him. There's one other guy who is also part of them, just that I don't know his name. He is just a personal security to an army officer in Winneba town. There's a place they call Locust, Up Locust. That army officer has put up his building, and that this guy that I'm talking of, I don't know his name, is a build-up guy like that, who has also joined them. Every morning he has a motor. He uses his motor, goes there as if they are all doing blocks work, which is not the case.
You sound quite helpless about the situation. I wonder how ordinary citizens are also feeling about this. It looks like nothing can be done to them.
Yes, something should be done to them. I don't know, but I have reported to police administration in Cape Coast.
Okay.
So I would urge that, and I'm still pleading, those that can assist the police administration in Cape Coast, if it's that they bring people from police headquarters to also assist in raising those people there, the people of Winneba will be grateful. In fact, normal citizens don't go about doing their activities peacefully. If you go into the bush, you say, I'm going to my own site, they end up beating you. They have cutlasses and knives. They have so many arms with them. They have this MP5, AK, and whatnot. Because the last time they caught them, they were with pump actions. And I believe those pump actions should be in Cape Coast by now, if I'm not mistaken. But they were caught with all those weapons with them.
All right.
So we are pleading.
All right.
We are pleading that the police administration do what it takes to raise these people off Winneba, because we don't have any land guards in Winneba.
Right.
And
Thank you very much.
Coming from Kasoa.
Okay.
Thank you
very much. Thank you very much. Right.
Thank
so
you,
that was the MCE for Efutu Zuberu Kasim on the line. Kojo.
Yeah.
So now we are looking at highway robberies, you know, on the Kasoa-Cape Coast Road. And I just heard the MC also raise other issues. Now, my concern is, thankfully, we have names.
Yeah.
We know individuals who are doing this. So how can, like, just 2 people or 3 people just hold the whole community to ransom and nothing really practically is being done about it?
That's a good question. The MCE has names. The MCE is the municipal security chief when it comes to chairman of the security council for the municipality. So that means he has to work with the police commander and the other stakeholders, the chiefs and other people, to work on this. So I think it's his responsibility, basically. He's got names. He's the president of the municipal area.
But he can't arrest.
No, he's the president of the municipal area.
And if you heard him,
the security council in his area is under him.
No, I get you. So he is saying that I have reported it.
Yeah.
They were taken away. They are back. The man sounds quite helpless.
He shouldn't be helpless if he knows the authority he has. If you're a DC, MC, you are the president of the area. You are the president appointee of the area.
Yeah.
It's like the president or the vice president being the chairman of the police council, meeting with all the police chiefs and saying, this is an existential security problem, let's nip it in the bud.
Yeah.
As the chairman of the security council, I believe he has access to the police, and the 2 institutions have the responsibility of working together to resolve this. Now, the problem for areas like Winneba, same can be said of areas like Nsawam and beyond. The towns that are gradually being absorbed into the Greater Accra region. Because of the expansion of the Greater Accra region, some of the vices that used to happen, say in Amrahia, say in Dawenya, say in Amasaman, which have been fought, are being exported to them.
Yeah, to further out.
Because people are moving further out, the land issues will exist. Look, go to the Nsawam, Suhum, and move on. You see that there are a lot of land issues still in those areas. And the rich and mighty would always get land guards. Land guards who have also been removed from these spaces will go and find spaces there to also ply their trade. So the national security or the district, now we are talking about the district security apparatus should be studying some of these trends to be able to make decisions or preventing escalation of some of the issues. So I think as the MC, he shouldn't be helpless. He should use the authority that has been vested in him by the appointing authority, that's the president. The appointing authority that we gave our authority to as a people, to work with all the institutions within the space to fix the problem.
One of the questions that comes to me is the issue of, no thief or robber wants to be caught, right? So the modus operandi is to typically work under the cover of darkness. These highways that we have are dark. Okay, whose responsibility is it to light the highways?
Practically, it's difficult to light highways. Winneba, Kasoa to Cape Coast is about a little over 100 kilometers, right? If you are going to put street lights on that highway at intervals of say 50 or 100 meters, that's going to be a lot of street lights and a lot of cabling. So what is done on highways at certain points is to put reflectors, sometimes reflectors by the road, cut ice, so that when the cut ice on the road, those are also reflectors. So when there's a vehicle coming, the headlight throws on that, and then it shows how the road goes. That also helps. And in certain dark spots or certain problem areas, you can actually put, say, solar-powered street lighting on those. The other advantage is that the highways pass through towns. So you must always ensure that the communities are lit. The street lights within the communities are lit. And then the trouble spots, you put in place preventive measures. During the day, I use the Accra-Cape Coast Road at least 6, 7, 8 times a year. During the day, if you travel from Accra to Takoradi or Accra to Cape Coast, you deal with not less than 10 police checkpoints.
Still?
I think so. The last time I used it, I dealt with that was November.
Okay.
You see, Kojo, now my issue now is with the police checkpoints. The effectiveness of these checkpoints. Most of the times when you get there, you realize that they just have a conversation with you and that is it. Oh, hi, how are you? But I'm looking at certain areas where we know are problematic. There should be thorough checks, because, robbers are also very smart. For robbers to be able to, go with a heist, of banks and other places like that, to be able to accost, how do we call bullion vans and all, you should know that they are not stupid people. So they also know how to relate, they can read body language. If it's about you trying to check their body language and all, they are also composed. They know that, okay, there's a police check. Let's be confident. Let's smile. Let's, be nice to them.
Relaxed.
Let's use a vehicle that under normal circumstances, they probably might not even check.
Or let's not move when the police are there.
Exactly. When you use V8 in this country, nobody stops you. Nobody checks you. Do we know what is in the car? Do we know who is driving what? So my concern is beyond police visibility on our highways, how effective, are their operations on the ground?
That's what I was driving at. During the day, you have all these checkpoints. Some of them will stop and ask you for money. Some of them will stop and do their work. Some of them, based on their experience, will just notice.
Before you go on, we have the Deputy Central East Regional Police Commander, ACP Odru Amening, on the line. Thank you very much, ACP, for joining us on Breakfast Daily.
Thank you, my teacher.
ACP, why are we recording too many robberies on the Kasoa-Cape Coast Highway?
Since when did you record many robberies on the Kasoa-Cape Coast Highway?
Right, so coming from last year and previous years, there were a number of incidents that occurred, and now we have 5 municipalities coming together to say they are going to help the police to fight robberies. Now, if there are no robberies, I'm sure they can channel their energies into other things. So why do you need the municipalities to come in to help the police?
Did they tell you police ask them to come in to help them, or they are saying they are going to help the police to cut down the robberies on the road? The question is, you should check your statistics. We found out that, yes, there are some places which is robbery-prone area. Those areas, when you get there, the networks are not working. So we did our visibility and saw that, yes, these are the places that need to be put checkpoints. So we did that. And for some time now, we've not recorded any robbery incident until that was late last year that Ford was coming from Cape Coast, I think, and he developed Ford. And then where he developed the Ford, the place was insecure. It was dark. And there was a police station just ahead of him, instead of him to ask the passengers to help him so that they can get there. And then in the light or at the police station, there will be other people, and even there will be visibility for them to see whatever is wrong with the car for them to do it. They didn't, but in the dark that they stopped. And then his brother also was coming and met him on the way. He also stopped. So I think when they stopped and some gangsters mobilized themselves and they went to attack them. That was it. So for some time now, we've not been recorded anything because of the security measures we've put in place.
Awesome.
Meanwhile, we thank the MCs and DCs to come in to support us. Yes, most of the time we need logistics, we need things to do our work. So if they are coming in to support us because they are in charge of the security health in the area, so if they are helping us to make the place safe for the citizenry, I think it's fine. So that is what is happening now.
Right, thank you very much, ACP. But can you share with us some of these armed robbery-prone areas that your research or your checks, help to put measures in place to just calm them down?
That is where you see, wherever you are coming, people were complaining that there have been a lot of there is a lot of checkpoints on the Cape Coast Accra Road, and they don't know the reason why. That is the reason why. So we check so all those places you go for some few meters, you meet police checkpoints on the road, mostly in the night. Yeah, that is what we did. So you see area that there is checkpoints, that place means there is something that police are there checking. So that is it. And you were saying the men, you get there, they just smile with you and then say, oh, how are you? And some will ask for money, some will do this. Yes, it is. But that is not all. That is not all. You see,
so what is that? Okay, yeah, please go on.
Go ahead. Let me.
No, so I want to find out, are these police checkpoints still there? Because you realize that after the murder of the Cape Coast MP, there were a lot of police checkpoints there, but at a point they were moved away. What is the current situation? Do we still have these number of checkpoints there?
Yes, we do, but it has been reduced because of what we saw. So now we saw that if this place is prone, then we go there, and sometimes even it is not barrier, but checkpoint. Checkpoint is, we have the difference between barrier and then checkpoint. Checkpoint is where the patrol teams are on the road, and then they get to a place, they stop. Then they do random checks on the vehicles for some time, maybe after 2 hours, then they move ahead. That is what we are doing. That is why those barriers were taken off for the checkpoints to take place. That is patrol team. So that is what is happening now.
ACP Odro, the MCE we spoke to earlier on, Zubair Kasim, he said that the trouble spots where they've recorded in recent weeks different robberies as between Apam and Winneba and Swedro, Winneba and Kasoa, these specific areas. He made mention of them, and then he spoke about land guards also activity also increasing in the neighborhoods. What do you know about these?
If I tell you for us or for me, you know, now Central region has been divided into two. We have Central East region, and I am at the Central East region, and we share boundary with Winneba, then Accra. Okay. So that is where my operations end, and that is where we tighten our operations.
So you're on the Winneba Kasoa side. You're on the Winneba Kasoa side.
Yeah, my start from yes, sometimes Mpota or Telefon, and then coming up to Kasoa. Yes, so those areas, and we've not recorded any robberies recently, like until what I just told you. And then the languagism he's talking of, you can send people to call in and then ask them about what is going on in Kasoa at the moment. We've said it number of times on radio, TV, that anybody that you think you got your land genuinely. Listen to me here, emphasizing it genuinely. You have your genuine documents and you are developing your land, and anybody is disturbing you that he's a land guy, he's that guy, you don't want you to develop. You just come to the regional. Our office is at the Pentecost Convention. That is where the regional headquarters is at the moment. You come there and come and make your report. That's it. And we did that, and now a lot of people are working. They are working. So anybody who will say that then the person hasn't come, or maybe he has come and then he has not met the authorities. That's all.
All right. Thank you very much, ACP Odro Amening. We appreciate your thoughts this morning. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So let's take a short break.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll take a short break. We'll come back and continue the conversation. Don't go anywhere.
You're welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily, and we've been talking security issues in Kasoa, and actually on the Kasoa-Cape Coast Highway. So you had ACP Odro Ameni, you know, talking there. At first he said that, but who said the MC is telling that we need their help. Then later he says that, well, so they control the staff so they can support us. You know, I think there should be that collaboration, you know.
Well, they need to fix it. That's why we have the police service. That's why we have the assembly. Whatever it is, they need to fix it. I see a lot of checkpoints and barriers on that stretch during the day. In the night, sometimes you see them, but could we say add patrols? Not necessarily to stop cars, but to have a presence so that once there's a distress call, the police is just say 5 minutes away. Because usually when these things happen and there's a distress call, by the time the police gets there, action has happened, the people are gone, and we then have to go through the painful process of investigating to find out who suspects are. We just need to be a bit more proactive. The police do well. They've improved, but they can do better. And I think they should give us a sense that they want to go along the journey with us. The people of the Kasoa-Cape Coast, Winneba, Potsin, Gomoa areas, they don't want to live like this. It's been 4 cases, but if they don't get closure and if they don't see action, maybe the people will be empowered to rob more, and the users of that road will also have a bit more fear in them. So we need to do something about it.
Could you give me a sense of what, from your perspective, what it is that the layout looks like? You know, when we talk about, I'm just thinking about logistics. Okay, we have an ambulance per constituency, right? In terms of policing, what's the layout like? Do we have a police station per constituency? What's this? How does it work?
The police administration and their distribution is not political.
Okay.
The ambulance per constituency was a political. It's a state administrative structure. So it goes along the administrative lines. You have the national head office, which is here in Accra. Then you have the regional offices. And the regional offices, they look at the size of the area, the population, and do their own analysis and place. So if you come to Greater Accra, even though Greater Accra is a Greater Accra region, there's the Accra region and there's the Tema region. So there's a Tema Regional Command.
Okay.
There's a Greater Accra
Regional
Command. Right. Then you have the District Police Commands.
Okay.
You have the
so like Tesano, for example, is a district command.
And then you have the various divisions. So it's really well spread out. Okay. And if you look at the population, the police per population, it's not up to the UN levels, but if you do a comparison with a lot of countries, we're in a good place.
Okay.
We can add more if we have the funding as a country, also resource them a bit more, and look at the police stations and the kind of structures we build as police barracks. The police barracks are places you don't want to go to, and viewers can see one right behind
us.
The state of the barracks is not befitting of the job we expect the police to do.
Yeah.
But that's how the police, so they are very well spread out, and administratively, I think they've put in place a structure. The structure needs more funding and better management to be more productive for the people of Ghana.
Okay. Well, I think we can smoothly segue from this police conversation, this robbery conversation, to illegal mining activities. 6 Chinese nationals have been arrested in an operation by the military. Now, let me just, I mean, this is a subject that you're very well versed in, you know, the whole Galamsey issue and everything else. Why are Chinese still in this space? I mean, since Aisha Wan and all those other people, why
Chinese should be here?
Why are they, no, I'm not talking about why are Chinese in Ghana. Why are we still experiencing Chinese nationals in this Galamsey space?
Same reason why every other national is in the mining space, whether legal or illegal. They are here to make money. The resource is here, so they are here to make money. They see loopholes in the structure they can exploit, they exploit.
The loopholes, no?
Yes, because you see, when we talk about Galamsey, people really think about gold mining.
Yes.
Beyond gold mining, there is sand mining.
Okay.
Or sand winning.
Sand winning, yeah.
There is aggregate mining, the stones for construction and all those things.
Okay.
There are over 170 legal and illegal businesses operating in that space. So it's you can focus on Galamsey as in the form as gold mining.
Yeah.
But there are other areas of our natural resource that are being exploited nyafu because we allow it.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
The issue.
We as a people, we allow it.
Yeah.
Because you cannot go to the US and go and do Galamsey
at all,
and no institution will clamp down on you.
Yeah.
Because somebody can't come from Wuhan and know that there's a land in Agroesu.
That's my.
Let me
give you an example.
So the locals' involvement.
Why are Chinese involved?
Look,
that's what I'm trying to
import into the country.
Okay.
Over the past 10 years, machinery bits and break it down.
Okay.
Mining equipment for small scale mining. That comes into the country. So if you have a smart national security, and I'm going to repeat, because this matter has not got to do with only Galamsey, it's even got to do with our food.
Yeah, okay.
If you have a smart national security apparatus that is looking at the data and the shifts and everything, we will catch you even before you begin.
Yeah. And we should. That's the whole idea of intelligence.
For example, we invest money in planting for food and jobs, for example. I'm deviating slightly. And we produce, say, soya and maize.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we need the soya and maize here because we've given subsidies to Ghanaian farmers. And we have people from other countries around the sub-region coming to buy these cheap and take away. And then it gets to a point, Ghana doesn't have soya and maize, and we have to import maize. Now we need to find foreign exchange to get the maize in. Right?
Yeah.
We've used foreign exchange to get fertilizer and seed in and subsidize for our men. National security should be looking at, in this case, Ministry of Food and Agri cannot do much. For example, if you are the lands minister, and these things are being permitted in, right, and nobody is working on the high intelligence to prep the security agencies, Charlie, these machineries are getting in.
Yeah.
Let's start tagging them and following where they get to. So by the time machinery gets to destination, we know where the machinery is getting to. And we observe whether it's for a legal or illegal activity. If it's legal, it works. If it's illegal, you don't even get to start.
Beyond that, even when people are arrested, for illegal mining, I would want to see cases follow through to its logical conclusion. Let us see, beyond the reports like this, they have been arrested. Let us also see that they've been taken to court, they have been charged.
Like we
they've
had
been
fast-track courts for corruption cases,
to serve as
fast-track courts for illegal mining.
Exactly.
Whether
Let's see what
Ghanaian, Togolese, American, Chinese, you are caught, you are dealt with by the law.
Yeah.
It's reported in local and international media that Ghana is clamping down on illegal mining. That Ghana, as a sovereign state, will not be afraid of any other states and their citizens coming in to destroy our natural resource. I think sometimes we do a bit of marketing and position our country internationally as we won't give you space to come and misbehave. And then we clamp down also here. And on the local front, those engaged are nationals. I'm not sure people will still be doing this dangerous job if they have something better to do with their lives.
Okay.
And this thing, I always say it.
Okay. Could you, we have the report on this. Let's take a look at the report first of all. We'll come back and then we'll delve deeper into this conversation.
These officers from 3BN, 4BN, and the Central Command Area set and moved into communities where illegal miners were carrying out their activities. Illegal mining activities are in full force in communities in the Amansia Central, Amansia West, and South districts of the Ashanti region. The illegal miners have destroyed water bodies, forest reserves, and farms in these areas, despite efforts by the government to clamp down on these activities.
This part of Amansia Central District, the destruction by illegal miners is visible. The pylon here that is supplying power to communities here has been tilted because of the digging the miners have done to this pit.
The team took possession of about 50 excavators and other equipment used by the miners for their illegal activities. The illegal miners have heard about the presence of soldiers in their communities. They left their working sites upon noticing the operation was reaching them. The officers destroyed equipment and set these makeshift structures erected by the miners ablaze. The operation was replicated in communities in the districts, and the story was not different at the various locations. Soon, the officers ended the operation and returned to their base. The Central Command has pledged to ensure a clampdown on these activities.
It's also worth mentioning that since our deployment yesterday, we have been very successful in our operations, and we will continue to press hard until we flush out these illegal miners from our rivers and then our forest reserves. Furthermore, the operations in due course will be extended to other regions within the command. That's the Bono region, the Bono East, and then the Afro regions. That is when higher command gives us the authority. I want to use this opportunity to reach out to the indigenes of Obuasi, Central and the South Amansia area to help us, because this destruction, of course, goes deep into their own hearts. Definitely, they are the people who are suffering most. If the rivers are all choked, the forest reserves are all choked, they don't have farms, it is they who will suffer more. So I want to appeal to the indigenes to support us in this particular operations that we are carrying on.
The General Officer Commanding of the Central Command is worried that the leaking of information to illegal miners is affecting the operations.
Yesterday's operations, we arrested some 6 Chinese, but all that we do is that since that is not our area, we handed over to the Ghana immigration. We may do a follow-up to find out what is happening, but it is not actually our. Once we've arrested them, we'll give it to immigration to handle it. I think that's what those foreigners that you saw that were arrested, that's what we've done. Exactly what we've done.
The illegal miners returned to the site after the soldiers left.
All right, so that's the report that we have there. And Kojo, you were saying before we took a look at that report about dealing with some of these issues and getting to the roots of it.
So you look at the whole value chain of the activity, illegal mining. and then you start tracking every component of the value chain. For example, why can't you go to the shop here to go and buy a firearm, a gun? Why must you go to a licensed authority to get a gun and get a license?
How difficult is it to get a Shamfa machine in Ghana?
It's easy. Go to the eastern region, go to the western region. Shamfa machines are by the roadside. It's being sold like tomatoes.
Wait, so okay, hold on. So you're saying that you don't need a license to get a Shamfa?
These machines that they are using for small scale mining, largely illegal mining, they are by the roadside. If you like, I'll take you on a ride just to the eastern region. Maximum 1 hour, 2 hours, you'll be there. You see machines by the roadside. Western region, you see machines by the roadside. My point is, the machines have pumps and other equipment. We import them into the country. If we've done a value chain analysis, we know that pumps are coming in. Some are being used for pumping water, irrigation. Some are being used for this. Is there a way to track them, to know where each component is going to? If you look at our imports in 2019, machinery imports in 2019, about $134 billion, excavation materials, excavation machinery. Where are they going to? Are they going into construction? Are they going to this? Are they going to that? Once you start tracking some of these things, you know where they are going to. If they are ending up here, what do? You stop or you track them, such that when Kweku David and Sons Mining Company goes to a company to buy machinery, we should see whether they have a license or a concession to mine in a specific space. And then the sellers of the machinery can release that based on the license. That's one of the things. There are lots of things, but it's also a way so that the state knows that you are getting the machine for a legal thing. If they come and you are using it for an illegal activity, we should trace it to where you bought the machinery and ask them, why did you sell machinery for somebody to do an illegal activity? If I sell you a gun right now and you go and use it to kill somebody, they'll come after me. They are using the machines to kill us.
Kojo, how do Ghanaians, you and I, how do we get involved, to help this? Now, I'm asking this question because yesterday on CNR, there was a report on the Clean Your Frontage initiative, for instance. So there's this man, they go to him and he says, so the task force says, your whole environment is dirty. Now the man says that I pay people to come and clean, but they don't come. And he is sitting down. He is the one who is paying people. The person is not coming to work. He is not following up. He is expecting the task force to go after that person that he is supposed to be paying. So I'm asking this question that, so for instance, if people who sell Shamfa machines are there, what will be our commitment as Ghanaians, the way we do our things? That Kweku comes and I'll have that moral discipline to say that if you do not have what it takes to buy this, I'm not selling to you. Or it's just going to be business as usual, that okay, if Akakato Sona, we the people, what is our contribution?
We must hold ourselves accountable and hold institutions accountable. You pay somebody to clean your house, don't you?
Yes.
If the person doesn't come to clean your house, because it's important to you, you call the person to come and clean and find out. Because sometimes they clean your frontage example, it's the frontage, it's not their personal property, it's state property. I paid something. So if they do it, I don't care.
But
if they don't do it,
property,
I don't care.
Why are you the one paying? That's my concern. Because
per law, the frontage of your house, even though it's your house, the frontage doesn't belong to you.
No, I get that whole thing. So what I'm trying to say is just that same mentality that that per law it doesn't belong to me, but I have that responsibility as a citizen to do it, and so I am paying. How painful is that to follow through, that you get your money's worth?
That's it. So we have rights and we have responsibilities. We have rights to be taken care of by the states, and we have responsibilities to pay our taxes and also to hold the system accountable. So we need to go all out and do that. Civic education helps in reorienting all of us to know that these things are stuff we have to do. In the case of Galamsey, for example, if I lived in any of those Galamsey communities, maybe I'll be shot by now. Trust me, because I won't let anybody in the value chain have peace. If it's chiefs, you have to deal with. If it's the MCs, you have to deal with. If it's youth groups, you have to organize. You have to organize and then hit the people hard. And if you don't do that, you just leave your space to scavengers who will come and just steal everything from the land and leave you in despondency. And you go to some of these places, last 2 weeks, was it last week or last 2 weeks, we were talking about water crisis.
In Central Region.
Ghana Water is unable to get enough water. All these things contribute. And so once NCC is doing their bit with public education, state regulators are doing their bit, enforcers are doing their bit, and we the people are also rising up to work together, I think something will work. Galams, for me, even the idea of small-scale mining and even large-scale mining largely, we need to revisit it. I don't think small-scale mining in its form at the moment would get a lot of the communities and this country anything good. Because the destruction that follows and the amount of investment you need to do restoration is too much. Can we look at other areas we can get economic value from without the accompanying destruction of the environment? I think it's something we need to look at. Mining is very important. I'm never against mining. You see this nice pin on your body. If nobody had mined the metal, you wouldn't get it.
You're right.
This phone, if nobody had mined the cobalt, lithium and everything, we won't get it. So we need mining to extract the resources we need.
That should be done properly.
But we need to strategize as to which approach to use and how to create value for us. For Ghana, mining has been a foreign exchange earner for years. It's also evidence that it's not transformed our lives any better.
Right.
If planting for food and jobs is anything to go by, we've seen some of the growth in that particular area. Let's do it better. Let's do agric better. Let's create more opportunities in agric to supply industry with raw material for manufacturing. Let's create opportunities for everybody to be able to do something without the huge capital outlay. I think agric presents us that particular opportunity.
Should chamfans be sold like tomatoes on the roadside?
It shouldn't be sold like tomatoes on the roadside. The same way I can't sell a gun by the roadside, nobody should be allowed to sell chamfans the way they do. Anybody who wants to procure mining equipment and chamfans in that particular regard must have some form of written permission or some certification from an authority to say that this person has applied for a mining right or mining concession. We have assessed their concession. We have given them the permission to use equipment A, B, C, D. Then that equipment is
Just
sold
like
to the
a driver's
person.
license will permit you.
We should not allow anybody at all to go and buy mining equipment and chamfans because they want to do mining.
So those who sell the chamfans also have a responsibility to check to
We
make
need
sure.
to place that on them by law.
Okay.
We need to place
But
that
for
on
now,
them by
there's
law.
nothing
Yes,
to
yes.
check.
So
So they are
that
selling their wares.
if I cannot sell a gun to you because it's a weapon of mass destruction, mining is also an activity of mass destruction. That's why it's heavily regulated across the world. We should also not leave it just like that.
All right. Thank you very
Because
much.
the lands are available anyway. Families own the lands, you know. So if what it takes to mine is also readily available, then we are heading for doom.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Kojo, for joining us this morning. Kojo Akoto Boateng is a co-host of the City Breakfast Show on 97.3 City FM. We're going to take a short break. Breakfast Daily will continue after this break. Don't go anywhere.